Hey, what's up, everybody? Checking in for another court chat. Wagey back at it. My rec center was closed for a week due to maintenance, so I haven't got to record or even touch a gym for a week. You know, it's cool. I got into some calisthenics and, went into some other adventures as well. So it was definitely a good time. Checking back in though. Today I wanted to talk about, kind of the roller coaster of emotions, riding that roller coaster of emotions, experiencing sadness, finding a baseline, and then putting happiness above that. And then, a couple conversations that I had with one of my regulars. And then shout out to Orion Taraban over on Psych Hacks. He made a very interesting video that ties into all of this as well. So, pain, emotional volatility, roller coaster of emotion. I was going through some things maybe this week as well, experienced a little bit of sadness, and, I got to talk to some of my family, some of my coaches, mentors, otherwise, and what I was putting myself through willingly, why I'm doing it, the purpose behind it. I'm actively engaging some things that might cause a little bit of sadness for myself, believe it or not, so that it's in an attempt to stay in the mental gym so that I can take advantage of lifting these particular weights, fortifying a little bit of mental resilience within myself. Because at the end of the day, my baseline is good. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to, again, you guys hear me talk about weathering storms, running into the storm versus running away from it, and then, finding what was unearthed through the course of all that downpour. So one of my regulars I was talking to about, relationships and, ending them and like what kind of turmoil that might cause in yourself. And one of the things that I got to express to him was, I think Dave Chappelle mentioned it, but it's just any man. It doesn't matter to a particular race, but if you can experience emotions from a place of stability and comfort, they hit different. Most of us are running through emotional experiences in survival mode during the trauma, so we rarely get to entertain the full experience of what that particular feeling might even be, let alone take the time to do any kind of internal reflection, to acknowledge the pain, where it came from, how to resolve, and how to prevent in the future. So, I explained to him I'm taking advantage of a certain situation that might spur these particular kinds of emotions. But I have a fortified baseline to experience highs and lows so that I can land and I can jump up. And that's something that I never really had in my life before. The security that I get to take advantage of and build upon is a huge relevant advantage. And again, that might alter how you process and experience particular emotions as well. Because this is cycling back to, shout out to Orion Taraban. One of his videos is, the pain behind wisdom, something along those lines. And he's discussing, how a lot of, again, it doesn't really matter to gender, but a lot of people's experience is gonna come by way of pain. And it's how you acknowledge that pain, how you reflect on that pain, how you choose to heal from that pain, and hopefully let go and move on. Because if you choose to hold on to it, that's carrying an unnecessary burden. The lesson is lighter than the pain. The pain is heavy. The trauma is deep. You can heal though. Insight will help you do that. You're gonna have to acknowledge certain things if you find the responsibility in the part that you played with that pain, because a lot of these things are two-way streets. We might want to blame another individual, but it's age-old saying, it takes two to tango. And most of us are out there in the world, we're not dancing by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So like, that is something that hit home for, I watched this video several times because I'm going through my own personal growth in regards to this specific issue. You know, and again, it's finding that responsibility in myself, taking advantage of what part that I played, acknowledging that, taking the insight from it, seeing how that I can alter or correct actions in the future. I was talking to my work wife about this today. A lot of people out there aren't necessarily looking forward to some of their life. You know what and it sounds unfortunate, because man, I've lived a fast life. Like I said, I was out in the streets, you know, using and abusing. Like I had a fast-paced lifestyle, but even still right now to this day, man, I was talking to my dad about this. I'm looking forward to the next 30, 40, maybe even 50 years of my life. Like, this is a whole new chapter of stuff just starting for me. Brand new things that I've never got to experience before. Oh, just being older is a part of that. You know, and like, again, assuming responsibility for the part that I played in some of these dances that didn't turn out so well, learning about myself, growing, shedding some of that unnecessary anger, some of that rage, some of those burdens that I didn't need to carry around, some of those finger pointing issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to rest on my laurels. I get to invest in myself. I get to stand on my square, and I don't really have to worry about anything else. I get to raise my kids in healthy environments. I get to interact with the people that I care about on a regular basis. I get paid to socialize. I get to engage in these things that provide benefit and value in my life. I get to do this versus when I was out using and abusing, man, it was fun. It was definitely fun until it became tiring. I used to love to party and drink, but at some point it felt like a job. And like I just wasn't into it anymore. I wasn't down for it, like it just wasn't for me. You know, because at the end of the day, some of the funnest things are the most dangerous for you. And I'm glad that I moved away from those, because I get to focus on repairing some of those issues, the damage that it's caused to my body. By the way, your boy's down to 225. You know what I'm saying? I dropped from 250 to 240. During that fast, I hit 230. I'm under 230 right now. Still looking saucy. You know, like I get to maintain that effort, that discipline for the rest of this life that I get to live. You know, and this is something completely new and different for me. And like, I enjoy it. I enjoy the practice of taking care of myself and assuming full responsibility for the life that I lead and the life that I want to have in the future. I became the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, and I get to take advantage of that. The value that I'm building in myself, even it's starting to become unrecognizable to me. And then again, things that I'm choosing to engage in that might cause a little bit of pain. I'm choosing to love. I'm choosing to love without receiving back. Love as it's intended to be. I'm learning about relationships. Seems that they're transactional. I like his thought process on this as well. Shout out to Orion. So relationships are the basis of how value is exchanged between two people. You do this with your job, you do this with fast food places, anywhere that you would exchange goods. You do this with your partner. I'm going to exchange time and attention for time and attention back. You want to get those equivalent exchanges. I'm going to give you respect and honesty, and you get to give me respect and honesty back. You get to have those things. Man, I'm thinking about life, and people get lost in the purpose. I'm on the dating apps, and I see people, and some of it's confusing. If you want kids and you have 3 animals plus, it's like your priorities aren't in line. You know what I'm saying? And then some of the people are looking for love, but love isn't to be transacted. Love is to be given freely. Because it really, how Ryan explained it, it has no value. And the more that I think about this, the more that it makes sense. Love will cause you to do dumb stuff. But it's not dumb. You're doing something for someone you love because you care about them. Love is a selfless act. Relationships are a selfish act. In a relationship, both parties are looking to gain from one another. Eventually, the values get skewed, and that's what leads to disagreements. But if you're in a relationship for the long term, this is something that I've been thinking about. People get sick. Family members pass away. Accidents happen. There's a multitude of things that can go awry. And having that stability, again, to experience those highs and lows, means a lot. That's purpose. That connection right there, somebody that you can ride a roller coaster with and know that they'll be there, that's an exchange of value. That's why you do these things. That's what provides purpose in life. So people are cycling through dating, again, looking for love. Love should be free. Love should be given everywhere. But if you're in a relationship, you have to be able to establish boundaries and then stand on them. And then when they get out of whack, you should be willing to recalibrate. But the things that I also learned about relationships are attraction and comfort and the purpose that each one plays. And you have to understand how to apply each interchangeably. And it's going to vary based on your partner and what they're looking for in the relationship. Again, people like to have fun. I'm not excluded from that, but I also took on that particular value exchange in myself. I am the fun. I am the fun. I have a blast, and I take it with me everywhere that I go. Vibrant, exciting, willing to assist, not obligated. This is my entire life. I get to do these things. I get to live my life in the best way possible, really. The funnest way possible. I engage in everything that I want, nothing I don't. What's more fun than that? I get to say no. I get to say yes. And I'm learning to love freely and take on some of the burdens that might come with. Because it might cause pain. Because, again, if you're handing out love expecting to receive it back, that's not love. Love is going to be provided. Love is going to be given freely and should never be requested back. If you get love back, that's to be valued. That's to be appreciated. Stress appreciation, man. Please and thank you go a long way towards maintaining any kind of fun, positive environment. Man, I be getting down at work and I walk around congratulating everybody. Hey, thanks for showing up. Everybody's doing a good job because they're here. That's half the battle is showing up. And I appreciate it. I'm over here pep talking everybody. I get to do these things. So again, recapping, the foundation of security is going to mean more than you can understand. Because in life, things are going to happen that are going to bring you highs, and they're also going to drag you down low. There's nothing you can do to stop that. What you can do to mitigate and achieve a stable baseline, because that's really where you want to be at, is just like a baseline, like I'm good. You don't need to be happy 24/7, because if that's it, when you're finally knocked off of that plateau, it's going to hurt more because you're not used to experiencing the low. But if you're riding baseline and you move maybe 10% up or 10% down, you're not too far away from your baseline. If you're riding 50% up and you fall 70% down, you're going to feel like poop, for a lack of a better term, because you're not used to such a big degree of change. This is why I choose to wear one hat and be who I am and adjust the dial accordingly. Some days I get to be sad. Other days I might have a little bit higher experience in baseline. I get to do these things, and I will get to do them for the rest of my life. One of the biggest things that I don't do is experience anger now. I love it in the movies. I forget the actress's name, but actors and actresses do it when they're like the perceived bad guy in the movie and somebody gives them some kind of snide comment. They'll say thank you, and then they'll be like, that wasn't a compliment. I get to the point where some disrespectful comment, I'm to the point where disrespect doesn't affect me at all. That's not even this, that's on you, because you're missing an opportunity to mess with one of the dopest people ever. Your disrespect doesn't impact me at all. Zero. Matter of fact, I'll laugh it off, because you don't know. Constructive criticism, I'll take it. Flat out disrespect, you're hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is what I have been learning, what I've been going through, the things that I get to appreciate. People are gonna be disrespectful, especially if they don't get what they think they want from you. That's fine. You're not entitled to those things. I don't have to give you anything, but I will, provided that you engage adequately and choose to be respectful, polite, and kind. You catch more flies with honey, love. So yeah, riding that sadness, taking advantage of the happiness, riding that baseline. Find a stable security for yourself. Find things that keep you grounded and disciplined. This is why I'm touching the gym on a regular and consistent basis. This is why I stay active around my neighborhood and community. This is why I'm looking forward to the rest of my life. 30, 40, 50 years. I'm about to be crushing this, knocking it out of the ballpark. I get to do that. Wages out.